This, as you can see, there is an unusual growth in there. So that is a sign that there is aloe mite present in this aloe. First of all, what is an aloe mite? So an aloe mite, it is not an insect, it is a mite. So it is related to spiders. And it is microscopic, so you cannot see them. You can only see the damage that they make on your plant. Hello everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to Cactus Caffeine. For today's video, we are going to talk about aloes. Well, not the plant itself, but the pests that, that aloes get. So this is an aloe key lime. Unfortunately, it's got aloe mites. Yes, guys, aloe mites. So I've read about aloe mites. I've watched a lot of videos about aloe mites, but I never thought that I would get aloe mites myself on my aloes. I've been growing aloes for so many years, and this is the first time that I encountered aloe mites on my own aloe. This is a key lime aloe, and this right here is a sign that it is infected with aloe mite. So this, as you can see, there is an unusual growth in there. So that is a sign that there is aloe mite present in this aloe. First of all, what is an aloe mite? So an aloe mite, it is not an insect, it is a mite. So it is related to spiders. And it is microscopic, so you cannot see them. You can only see the damage that they make on your plant. So if you look at them under a microscope, I had goosebumps when I was Googling this or looking it up. They look like little worms with tiny legs. So they are poor crawlers, but they are airborne. So they are easily spread or scattered by air, even by water or even by garden tools. You know, it can get infected. So that's how they transmit. But the worst part is they are airborne. So if you have aloe mites on your aloes, this is what is called the cancer of aloes. It is so hard to eradicate if you have them in your aloes. It is like, you know, in agaves, they have the snout weevil bugs that attack agaves. So for aloes, its nemesis is aloe mites. If you can't see them, how do you know that you have them? So aloe mites, what they do is when they get into your aloe, they would get inside the tissue of your aloes and they would eat it up from the inside. So they attack the tissues, and when they do that, they secrete a substance that or a chemical substance that causes your aloes to form unusual deformed growths like what I have in here. Sometimes the growth will be on the flower stalk itself, like at the end of the inflorescence or the flower stem, you will see an unusual growth there. Sometimes it's on the edges of the leaves, and sometimes, like what mine is, it is where the leaves and the stems meet. So it forms an unusual growth. Sometimes it's mistaken as flowers, but they're not. They look like warts. They look like warts on your plants. So if you see this, that's a very bad sign. No, this is not a cool mutation. It is not. Your plant is actually sick. It is very, very sick. Now, as I am filming this video, yesterday, I made a post in my Facebook and in Instagram about this aloe, and I was asking you guys whether this is really an aloe mite or not. Actually, I was already like 90% sure that it is. I was just wishful thinking and hoping that you would tell me otherwise, but the consensus is very clear. Even in my YouTube video, my latest video, I showed this as well, but a lot of you said that yes, it is positive, this is aloe mite, and I would like to thank all of you who gave me suggestions on what to do and how to deal with an aloe with that is sick with aloe mites. So if you want to learn more about aloe mites, guys, go over the comments of that video of mine in YouTube, here in YouTube, as well as my post on Instagram. And in Facebook, you will learn a lot from the comments there. So thank you so much for all your help. So how do we treat aloe mites? First of all, aloe mites are mites. They're not insects. So insecticides will not work. What you need is a miticide. But since the aloe mites are not on the surface of your aloes, rather they're inside the tissues of your aloes, what you need is a systemic miticide. So something that will be absorbed through the roots and absorbed by the plant, so that whatever is eating your plant will die when they eat the plant. So what will work is a systemic miticide. Now this morning, I went to 3 different nurseries looking for a systemic miticide. I didn't realize that it was so hard to find one. I do have one with me, but I don't have enough, so I was looking for another bottle. This is a sample of a systemic miticide. So it can control mites, but I don't have enough in this bottle to make a lot in a solution. Probably I can only do half a gallon of water left. So instead, what I found is this neem oil, which is an insecticide, a fungicide, and a miticide, and a nematicide as well. So in short, it is a miticide, but this is a neem oil. I wanted a stronger one, but this is all I could find, so I'll just have to make do with what I have. Anyway, going back to this, I made a lot of thinking and I've decided, and I'm going to follow the advice of most of what you guys said. I am not going to even try to save this plant anymore. It is possible, of course. There is a viewer who showed me a picture of his aloe that survived aloe mite damage. So it is possible. What you can do is remove that growth and remove everything on top of it. Everything that you think is infested, cut it off, and then it should shoot, pups on the sides probably. But since my growth is almost at the base, there is nothing left anymore, to take it off. And I'm not even gonna attempt to save this, because like what everybody said, it is very difficult to eradicate once you have aloe mites. It is possible, but then, sometimes you have to be practical. The amount that you will spend on buying all those chemicals may not be practical in order to save like this one. I just spent probably $8 for this plant, and then the miticides sometimes cost over $20. But if you have a very precious aloe, something that's been with you for decades, then by all means, yes, do what you have to do. Just use your best judgment. I am not even going to try to save this plant that I can see is already infected, but I am considering saving the others, because I am hoping that maybe it is only this one aloe that is infected. So I think what I will do is I will separate them. Discard this aloe. If you have an infected aloe, guys, discard them in the trash, not in your compost bin. I'm even gonna toss all the soil, even the pots. I'm not going to bother disinfecting that pot anymore, so I'm going to toss everything in the trash. And then, but let me see if I can separate the babies. Okay, so this is the infected one. Okay, so I think there were like two mother plants in this pot. So this other one, I'll see. I think it looks clean, but I'm going to wash it all off. Even the soil, I'm going to wash this. Soak it in the miticide solution for a few minutes. And then I'm going to plant this up. Here is the infected aloe now with the pot and the soil all inside this bag. I'm going to discard this in the trash. And then here are the pups. So I'm going to try to save these pups. Actually, I've watched a video of Laura Eubanks, Deborah Lee Baldwin, and some interviews with Kelly Griffin, the aloe expert or aloe hybridizer, Kelly Griffin. They're all suggesting to cut your losses and don't even attempt to. Maybe it's not practical to save an aloe that is infected with aloe mite. So at least for this, so that's what I did with the mother plant. I'm going to discard it, but I am going to try and see, maybe I can still grow these, hoping that they're not infected. So what I will do is I will soak this in the systemic, this one, maybe 5 minutes of soaking in the systemic, and then I will plant them in a pot and grow them in my front porch. So in my front porch, I don't have any aloes in there, so I will grow this until probably the end of this year. If I don't see any unusual growth, then maybe I am able to save them. So that's what I'm going to do. And oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, when I was in my search today for this miticides, I actually found a new pot of aloe key lime at Lowe's. Yes, so I have a new pot of aloe key lime and it cost me only $8. This even costs more than the aloe pot, but I just feel so guilty, not even giving these guys a chance. So I'm going to try and save this. So watch out for my future videos. I will give you an update on that. But for my other aloes, I'm definitely going to use this and treat all my other aloes. Whether or not they are infected, this is for a preventive measure. So I'm going to treat them with this one. Alright, one day after, here now are the rest of the offsets from that aloe key lime pot. What I did was I washed it off really well, washed off the old soil, and then I soaked it in water with the miticide. I soaked everything, the roots and the whole plant. I submerged it in a water with miticide for about 10 minutes, and then I let it dry overnight, potted it in new soil. So here it is now. So this is going to be staying here in my front porch. Here in my front porch, I have no other aloes here, not even cactus or succulents here. So this will be staying isolated by itself here. So I'm going to watch this until the end of the year. If I don't see any unusual growth, then maybe I was able to save this one. So wish for the best, guys. Pray with me for this aloe, so I at least I'm trying to do everything I can. But as soon as I see new sign of aloe mite infestation again, then that's it. I'm going to toss this plant away, but hopefully I'm able to save it. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you don't experience this in your aloes, but if you do, at least I hope this video gives you an idea of what to do. Okay, I'll talk to you again next time. Thank you guys. Bye everyone, and cheers.